Good afternoon. Welcome to another Open Gate Facebook and YouTube preview. Of course, we all know the issues with the pandemic, and the Open Gate Show is adamant in trying to project to people the importance of wearing your mask, practice social distancing, sanitizing your hands, and of course, rehydrate yourself. You don't have to be thirsty to drink water. Water is very necessary. And which other water can you drink but Jamaica pure pride bottled water, pure water. Today I have veteran jockey Errol Burke, a man who has been in the game for quite a number of years, and he's another addition to tell you what went on in the days. Of course, you know, yesteryears were better than today, and it will go on. Can you imagine? Today, 20 years' time, will be worse than today. Are you scared? No, don't. I want you all to tell others to subscribe. Very important. It's not really a huge cost. It's very, very minimal. It's very important. Subscribe and press.
It's free. No price.
Yes, and press the notification button. As a matter of fact, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. It's free. So why don't you do that? That way you'll get notifications whenever the Open Gate Show has something up. Okay, let's get to Errol Burke. Errol, welcome to the Open Gate Show.
Nice to have me here with you.
No, talk now.
Yeah, man. Nice to have you here. It's a pleasure.
Errol, as usual, well, this question has to be asked always. What made you come into horse racing?
Well, when I was a little boy, first I come to the track. It was very fascinating, and it's a thrill to see those little fellas and this big animal in their pretty colors. And I get caught up and say, boy, I would like to be a part of that, you know? So I fall in love with it immediately the first time.
When you came into the game, surely you want to become a jockey. Tell us your experience there with the grooms and the trainers and everything, and you coming to go on a horseback for the first time.
Well, first, I'm from Kingston 11, and I take the train line as a little boy, and say, boy, well, first when I come, I saw a race, and I said, I asked him 4 and 20, or 10 furlong.
Grey horse, I remember.
No, I think I chestnut horse, no,
Chestnut?
4 and
Oh,
20.
sorry, okay.
Yeah. And him reared up in the gate, and I said, boy, I get me scared, and I said, boy, no. And I set back for another year, you know. And then I come back and go. At the time, horses used to be all over the place. Newland, Gregory Park. So the stable was in Gregory Park, and I went down there, stay for a week, and then I come back and find this veteran trainer, Fitz Crawford. First, I was in felt nearly a year and can't trot horse. But I was a bit scared, you know. But this man put some heart in me, Fitz Crawford. May his soul rest in peace, you know. And say, boy, give me a horse, and say, boy, you're going to look after this horse, and you're going to groom this horse, and you're going to learn to ride this horse. Them time the horse fly over the moon, because they have so much strength.
Yes.
You know, it's not like now, because them used to get plenty good things to eat, like sweet feed and oats,
Bran
mash, linseed, you know. Every Saturday night, you know, it's a bran mash and thing. And, you know, it's a thrill, you know.
Were you at Fitz Crawford with Emilio Rodriguez and George Osang? Tell us about those who were there with you learning to ride then.
Well, when I came there, George Osang, him have 2 of them, George Osang and Bimbo. But he never have the amount of horse, he have to let go one of them. So he gave him Osang and keep Bimbo. So when me go there, know Bimbo I ride, but you know, him just sign paper for Bimbo. And then Bimbo teach me a lot of things too. He's the first man give me a helmet and a breeches and a whip. You understand me? Yeah.
Well, Errol Lim, you mentioned Georgia Thang left Fitz Crawford for Errol Lim. Errol Lim, a trainer that a lot of you didn't know, a Chinese, if you want to call it three-quarter Chinese, but a very good trainer. After you learned to ride at Fitz Crawford, which horse, or if you can remember, you had your first rider at Caymanas Park on?
A horse named Rukumbine for this trainer named Double Chen Jr. Him have a basha horse and plenty of them are here class horse. They're very good trainer. Osang he'd ride Rukumbine first and he didn't place and then he throw me up, you know, and make it to a post from wire to wire.
Another trainer, Double Chen Jr., very good trainer. He was here for just a short time. Georgia Sang rode a lot of horses for him, and all his horses, as Errol said, were very good horses. They were well muscled, they were very fast, and you know, he treated his workers like his children, and that stable was a very good stable.
Yeah, man. Horse like Bethlehem, Damascus. He's Yabasian Baglander. He win the first Guineas, 1,000 Guineas with Georgia Sang. And never forget, I say Marcel was fantastic. Have a little string, but they're all up there. They're well fed, you know. And this man, he didn't stay long, it's for a short time, you know.
Your experience with the jockeys in a race then, how was it? The rivalry, you beating one of them in a race, or, you know, how was it? Tell us about that experience.
Well, as apprentice coming up, I used to get some good ride. Cause them time we used to weigh like 80 odd pound, you know. So you get a lot of ride. And man like Osang, Bimbo, jockeys from overseas like Joe Mercer, well, Griffiths too, you know, D. Lindo, a lot of good jockeys.
Carl
Morgan. Yeah, well, you have man like even Fitzroy Gillespie, Bimbo, Osang. Well, Osang are the greatest, me say.
I agree with you.
Osang. Him do things where me not see no more jockey though. You know, see, if you give him thumbs up to George Osang. You understand me? Well, Gillespie never win a champion yet, but he made Wasi with them. You understand me? Them time, you know, Lindo, I did the star. And, you know.
Yeah, I remember Fitzroy Gillespie, he was also riding horses for a short time, and he has achieved a lot. Yeah. He has won quite a number of the classic races, and he was very fast out the gate. I remember Gillespie, he usually weigh 86 pounds and
the whole of it, man. The whole of it. Right now, when we start ride, everybody 80, 70 pounds, 90. When a man start ride and we weigh 100 pounds, we laugh and say, I'm not reaching nowhere. No, we see man, we are 120, and them not start riding. We did enjoy racing because we used to ride over the stand. We say, if you ask another chance, we say, bet you a curry goat. You know, see, say, you know, run in front of me. We used to enjoy it, man. We have the love for the horse, love for the game, but it not, we don't see it, it's not there no more.
The stable, in yesteryears, you had one entrance. You had, during the week, you only had grooms and trainers, and now and then owners. And of course, on Fridays, you'll have a trail of owners coming in, and especially on a Sunday, the owners usually bring their family, their kids, and they run around and play. Well, that has gone now, surely. But the whole atmosphere, tell us a day-to-day atmosphere when you started as a young apprentice at the stable, what you have to do. For example, from you wake up in the morning, tell us about that. Walk us through that.
Well, hold on. When you wake up in the morning, like 4:35, everybody, well, every apprentice, after you look after a horse, pick out stall. You have to live on the compound. You understand me? You can't stay your yard, you have to live at the stable. You understand? Before you can be a jockey. Because you have to water up the horse them. Evening, in the night, right through. You don't have to wait a special time. When horse want water, apprentice have to give them water. You know, see? And we have love for them too, differently. We have a passion for the horses. We used to love horses, differently from riding them.
Well, you know, while you're projecting that, you know, it just brings to mind the jockey factory in the world, in Panama, where you have all the top jockeys in the Western Hemisphere coming from that school, and they have to be living there, at the school and looking after horses and everything. I must make this statement. I am not really bashing the Jamaica Racing Commission for what they're doing now. I'm just giving those who don't know about what happened in the yesteryear an insight in how one becomes the jockey and what they have to do. In your time coming up, who you think was the fastest horse?
Horses sauce. We have,
In your opinion, that you.
they have horse like Jackson, the horses, Jackson, where them say no, and Brockton, Mercury. Yeah, man, them all say have some fast horse, man, Well, Jackson is a very fast horse, and Newport West.
Oh, gee, super delicious.
Yes.
Talking about fast horses, is there anything you can pass on? Because we have a lot of apprentices and also youngsters who want to be youngsters who listens to the Open Gate Show. Is there anything that you could pass on to them about leaving the gate quickly?
Yeah, what now? It's whenever a horse, we see people a break horse now. Whenever you see a horse going in the gate, and if him even sit back, leave him alone. That's the way you owe him relax. Some horse will sit back and break, and if you trouble him will break bad. Just leave him and you hold him in at the gate and stay. And sit on him and relax. If you even see him sit back, make him stay. And then you see him come out even fast and the man,
Okay.
they're breaking.
Well, surely everyone has their way of breaking horses and everything. Tell me something. Would you agree that a horse can sense who is on top of him riding? In other words, a horse, if you're afraid or if you're not afraid or whatever, when you mount a horse, do you believe that they sense who is on them?
Well, I don't have no clue of that. All I know, if you're coward than him, he will know. But, say, boy, this man, you're scared of me, because you have some bad ass. Just like, like people, as bad, as mad. So you have to know if you control him. And so from you know if you control us, for you're doing that for a portion at a time, you must know. Anything you do, you must have to improve on it. You understand me?
Which horse gave you the most problem? Not only you, but what you know in those times that were horses that people were scared, jockeys were scared of.
The A-class horse then, them not get trouble. Most A-class horse from ever since, them relax and say, watch ya, a war me a go war. Them have heart. But the horse them where you see, you have a horse who scared as him go up on the track, so a problem because him no want to race. That's why some of them stand up in the gate and not come out because him fret. But the big man them now are woman, them just say watch ya, war time.
Can you name one or two of those horses in your time if you can remember?
Well, remember me ride Sugar Ray as a A-class horse.
Oh,
Spendrift, Criterion. When them ask the company track, them just swell up and say watch ya, war. See me? Yeah. And Sherpa, see, them all say to Parole, them all say a A-class horse.
You rode a number of horses for Fitz Crawford, Count Montrose and the likes. And, how long, what's the best horse you've ever ridden at Caymanas Park?
Best horse between Criterion and Sugar Ray. Those horses, Criterion in the St. Ledger. But I never, wasn't me riding still, but me win the second race for him. Win 2 races on Sugar Ray. I see Spendrift, big horse though. You see 1 year circulating. Well, you have a trainer named Victor Chung.
Victor Chung, yes.
Yeah, he's a very great trainer too. He have a little string too.
He won the Derby and Kingpin.
Yeah, Kingpin and King Ransom. Me have win some race with him, Kingpin, Criterion, Sugar Ray, Capari, Mamacita. You understand me? So I'm doing all of them horses.
A jockey's diet, well, everybody has their own diet to ensure that their weight is kept at a low. What in those days? What sort of your diet say when you finish working? What you going right through up to the evening?
Well, it's a very hard thing to do, to keep the weight. You understand me? Very, very hard. Because especially when you dehydrate. Because when you are sweat, say you dehydrate and you go want something, the food not really matter. But whenever you go lose, you go running at the sun or whatever and you lose, you have to put it back. So it's not easy to keep. But you have to delicate yourself and say, watch out, this is my thing. And this me I live off a racing. So it's either I'm going to do it or I'm going to leave it. You understand me? It's either I'm going to keep the diet, see it by not eat a tough food, mostly fish and crackers. But if you even eat little tough food, don't take it for a regular. You can eat, but so you have to go work it off back.
The modern countries, when I say the modern countries, I'm talking like United States, Canada, Brazil, etc. When I say modern, I'm talking in horse racing. I can't understand why the powers that be here in horse racing don't adjust the weight a horses carry. For example, for a top rider, say for example Dane Nelson, for him to be riding 8 horses per day and has to diet himself, Shane Ellis too, and those guys, Robert Halliday, Simon Husband, after riding the first 5 horses, the other 3, and those races are the bigger races, because normally the bigger races are at the end, almost at the end of the program. For them to ride with their full strength, I want horse racing fans to, jockeys, you will say they're this and they're that, but it's not an easy career. But going back to my point, in Canada and in the US, you have the weights 126, 119, 115. Now, a jockey doesn't have to really go and jog or diet too hard to maintain those weights. As a matter of fact, in the winter, when our jockeys from all parts of Canada and even the northern part of the United States comes here, they're reluctant to ride because, for them to go and jog and to diet back themselves, which they didn't need to in the States. We want horse racing to run. We want horse racing to flourish. So the adjustments must be made, and it's very simple. But what's it taking time?
Well, you see, mine too, mindset is a terrible thing. You understand me? And even the jockeys that come here, them stay home, or them go to gym sometime too. Because you see, when the weight creep up on you, because sometimes you don't even know it, but it just creep up. Because you have to eat to live.
True.
You understand me? And sometimes you want to say, boy, I want to hold it. But as I say, you have to eat to live. So you have to eat. So we have to just know where to do and how to do that. As a jockey, everybody's supposed to understand that and know themselves. And say, watch out, if me eat this, me not going to ride. If me do this, me not going to ride. When you become a jockey, you're going to understand that. You understand me? If you don't understand it, you don't care. But you have to take your work serious. After you start riding, nobody now have to tell you nothing. You understand me? You have to do it's a self thing. You have to know say right now, boy, watch out. Now go ride a horse at certain weight, and if you eat this, you're not gonna make it. So you have to know. You understand me?
And in those days, and even now, well, overseas, whenever you go anywhere, you can easily identify a jockey. He's very neat, and he is trim. Nowadays,
well, you see, when we used to start, as you see a jockey out there, you say, boy, a jockey. Because we used so small. You understand me? Jockey are some small people. You understand me? So when you see we used to dress too proper, you see some man out there some slippers are draw and thing, and you see a jockey. Jockey have to neat, man. Let people respect you. Live up. It's gone wrong now. You see a man pan on a bus with a helmet, and people just lower the standard of jockey. Because jockey are some people look up to. It's not there no more. Because some people come in right where you know, lowering the thing, make people see you and do all some foolishness and people not rate them no more. One time you go out them and you say you're a jockey, you know.
No more.
Now I tell you, say, people rate you, respect you, because the king of sport,
True.
you know, see, the king of all sport, so you have to keep it up. But some people come in and just let it down. You know, see me? And one time now, we, as a man, we come as a jockey, and we say, boy, watch ya. Don't want to come be a trainer. It's not there no more. Because them youth and them take time out for no art. You don't want to be like a Kenneth Mattis, a Wacky Lynch, a Fitzroy Gillespie, a 10-cent chunk. You understand me? Nowadays, you see, you just who a trainer, as some man will work at D&G, and then come and use him owners and get a trainer license. You see? But if a man stop right now, you see him gone, they're all about, and you try to take time out for no horse and come be a trainer too. He does. I try to make the game go down. You see, you have to keep it up.
As a jockey at Caymanas Park in those days, what was your biggest disappointment? Or as well as, were there any mishaps that you encountered during a race or on the track?
The disappointing thing, my trainer and Fitz Crawford, man Jerry used to be a friend.
Jerry
Skellington used to be good friends. So in the house, Jerry want me ride, me have to ride it.
Yeah.
You understand me? I mean, you get a good ride in the race, you win in the house, and he said, me have to ride Jerry house. Because I'm friend.
Yeah.
And that horse nearly killed me, bolting at the rail over this and lick out the rail and broke me hand.
What's the name of that horse?
I was in Crepe Suzette.
Oh, I remember that name.
Yeah, man. It's a mad horse.
Yeah.
You know, see it? When he break, him stay over the next side. And think, but we couldn't jump off because I go too hard. You know, see that even when I going at the rail, I have to just say, boy, watch ya. And take it and break my hand.
What was your best day or best moment as a jockey?
You have an ex-trainer named Fletcher Cheng Lai.
Yes, another Chinese.
Yeah, another Chinese. I have luck with them, man. I pair them win race. Man.
The Chinese.
Yeah, man. All of them. Just name the whole of them. I'm going to beg them right. Them just call me and give me right.
That Chinlaw, he had a horse that a very fast horse.
Cream up. I'm about saying circulating.
Yes.
First ride him give me, pugnacious, 15-1. A bimbo me a lick for high court. And then he give me the next 2 weeks, he give me 2 of them circulating at the Twifix Zero Cup. Beat October Hill and down the 4 hours go down a photo. Well, blanket finish. I'm going to come out on top at 15-1 and win back with pugnacious, take the double the day. 4 rides straight him give me, I'm going to win 4 of them.
You mentioned you betted Emilio Rodriguez. After you passed the post and putting up going around, what did he say to you? Or is there anything that?
Well, we beat him on a race and we ride ask him Abu Dhabi. And him ask for Sidney Watson. I don't remember the ask. And him come for me and we beat him. So the next race now, I ride ask him Farnsborough. And I ride Royal Reason.
Farnsborough for Chris Crawford.
For Chris Crawford.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he beat me by a nose. Because I come for my apprentice, you really want to lick me again. You know, but you better joke on that. Me and Fitzroy Gillespie, we are good friends. We grew up too. So I ride out in Capari. You see?
For
V-Chung.
Yes,
I ride out in La Scala. You understand? And we go to the beach and we swim and think we exercise and man. And I say, yes, I have a brush, And I say, well, all right. We draw 1. Willy-nilly draw 2 and him draw 3. Till we win at the gate, him said, yeah, she all right. I say, you win already, man. There's a boy and come out, me just catch it from the 1 draw. And when he come, him me look fine now. Because you know willy-nilly fast.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and me late everybody. And then he come for me. When he catch you in the post, he say, you get home. I say, yeah, man. You see? Yeah, man, me never forget that day there. Because he say, he can't lose.
Okay.
That's some good jockey me beat, man. Because the first race me win a deal in me beat. And I say Paramis him there and I'm there and Rukumbai.
Paramis is Martin Herron?
Well, Todd.
Oh, Elfie Todd.
Yeah. Alright, Criterion is a journey horse. I'm take him win 5 straight, the Appleton Bowl.
Oh yes.
Damascus, Paradancer, Rukumbai, Osang riding. You see it, and the whole of them gone. And we sit down about 5th. But we sit down about 5th. And up Joe Mercer the Pamasi in Shylock.
You've graduated to become a trainer. Not getting much horses, so I can't say you're doing well, but anything. But you're a horseman, so it's in your blood. But what's your aspiration for, say, later down in the year or next year?
Well, you see, first, me get my license and thing, but from them time, I go to Canada, go on vacation. Well, and things, so I never really settle. So the court become here force me to really settle. And right now, down the line, say things are going to go on. So I hope for the best. I'm going to want some material going. And say things are going to go on. So, this thing take patience.
Oh, yes.
Patience is a patient game.
Sure.
So if you don't have no patience, I better you leave. So
true.
And that's how we have for a long time. He's a patient man. That's it.
Before I wrap up, you got the name Gasha. As a matter of fact, every horseman, every apprentice gets a nickname. How do you get a name?
Well, the name I know from stable. From your little boy, you have a white man used to live, which part me live, and him say, be favor the man.
Yeah.
So nobody never know the name. But Gasha, I one day we go up on the river, because we used to go up there, go cut grass, and a man see me in a boat, and know me from town, and say, Gasha! See it? And then man him catch it.
And let's call a guy from then.
Some look like the man too, a little small, and
Well, Errol, we really appreciate you taking your time out to give us this preview on the Open Gate show. And, who knows, we could have you back again. And we wish you all the best in the coming years. And of course, this COVID thing, anything can happen. But we really appreciate you coming on.
Thank you very much, Colin, and have a nice day. And
Thank
boss,
you.
yeah, man. Now we hear great. You hear great things later on.
Okay.
We not give up.
No,
We can never give up from we have life.
Okay.
And life goes on.
Sure.
So,
All
bless
right.
up here.
Okay.
Highly.
That was veteran jockey Errol Burke, Gasha Burke, who he's a trainer now, but due to certain constrictions, he is not really a fully pledged in starting all of horses. But as he said, he'll be getting better and better. We have another preview, trainer Michael Marlowe. Of course, you'll see that some other time, and we have the analysis of our race meet. Remember what I say. It's not what I select. It's the primary concern for you. It's what I say about the horses. So remember that. Okay. Remember, wear your mask. Practice social distancing. Keep hydrated with pure Jamaican Pride bottled water, pure water.
Yes,
And tell others to subscribe. It's free. So why can't you? Subscribe. Support the Open Gate Show, because the Open Gate Show supports you.